Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today we are going to learn about description. Description are word pictures. You tell how something, for example, a place, a person, or an object looks, feels, smells, tastes, and sounds. You need to become a sharp observer and notice many small details so that you can write a good word pictures. In writing a descriptive paragraph, you must know how to write the space order, how to describe the details, and how to order the adjectives, how to use the prepositional phrases. The last one is how to vary the sentence opening using prepositional phrases. In writing descriptive paragraph, there are two key features. The first one, using space order to organize your description. And the second one, using lots of descriptive details. For the first one, space order. In this case, you may imagine that you are standing in the doorway of your classroom. How would you describe the room to someone who has never seen it? Here are some possibilities. You may start at the left side of the doorway and work your way around the room in a clockwise direction to the right side, ending at the doorway again. Or you might start at the front of the room and go from front to back, first describing the chalkboard, the teacher's desk, and the area around the teacher's desk. Then you might describe the student's desk in the center of the room, and finally the walls and or the windows at the back and sides of the room. There are some possibilities to write the order of the space you talk about. For example, from top to bottom, from bottom to top, from right to left, from left to right, from far to near, near to far, outside to inside, or inside to outside. In the passage, we can see how the writer writes a good paragraph. The writer describes the things in the refrigerator from top to bottom. Have a look at the yellow color sentences. At the beginning, the writer tells us the topic sentence or the thesis statement. That is the idea that the writer wants to talk about in the next sentences, beginning from my roommate and I share a refrigerator. My roommate's half of our refrigerator is very neat. As I said before, the sentence in yellow color is a topic sentence or thesis statement. This thesis statement is followed by some supporting sentences, beginning from on the top shelf is a carton of milk, a pitcher of orange juice, and a bottle of mineral water. Each item is in separate plastic bag in the drawer. This is the last supporting sentences, which is followed by concluding sentences. This is the concluding sentence. In the concluding sentence, the writer basically restates the topic sentence using different words. In the thesis statement, the writer uses the word need, while in the concluding sentence, the writer uses the word organized person. Let's look at the sentence in yellow color in the end of the paragraph. In conclusion, my roommate is an organized person, and his half of our refrigerator really reflects his personality. My roommate is an organized person. In this case, is almost the same as when the writer tells us about my roommate's half of our refrigerator is very neat. So there are two different words which basically tells the same idea. Now I am going to talk about topic and concluding sentence. The topic part of a topic sentence for a paragraph of description usually names the person, place, or thing to be described. So the topic is the names of person, place, or things you want to describe. Then the controlling idea usually gives a general impression like beautiful, neat, messy, interesting, unusual, crowded, busy, noisy, and so on. Let's look at the example. The old house looked ready to fall down. The old house is a topic. Looked ready to fall down is a controlling idea. Yeah, the controlling idea is the so-called as your opinion about something. Something is the topic, your opinion is the controlling idea. The second example, the club was full of young people having fun. The club is the topic, and then was full of young people having fun is the controlling idea. Then we come to the concluding sentence. Have a look at the example. The old house looked ready to fall down is a topic sentence. When it is changed into concluding sentence, it becomes, in short, I doubt the old house will survive one more winter. That is a concluding sentence. So in this case, the writer restates the topic sentence by using the different words in the concluding sentence. The second example, the club was full of young people having fun is a topic sentence. When it comes to the concluding sentence, it becomes to sum up, music, dancing, and flashing lights make clubs exciting and fun. It is the concluding sentence. These two are almost different in terms of meaning, but they have different words. In the concluding sentence, the expression, the phrases that are frequently used are like in short, to sum up, all in all, in conclusion, and so on. The second key of writing a good description, that is using specific details. When you describe something, you paint a picture with words. Your goal is to make your readers see what you have described. The way to do this is to use a lot of descriptive details, or a lot of specific details. Specific means exact or precise. The opposite of specific is too general or vague. The more specific you can be, the better your reader can see what you are describing. Let's look at the example. A lot of money is a fake or too general. Well, for the specific one is $500,000. For a large house is general, and the specific one is a sick bedroom for bathroom house. And the next one is a nice car is a general thing, while a Lexus is a specific thing. Jogs a lot is a general thing. Jogs 3 miles in the park every day is the specific one. A pretty face is also general. Warm brown eyes, shining black hair, sparkling white teeth is a specific one. So use the specific details instead of the vague or the general one. In descriptive paragraph, you may use some nouns and some adjectives. For the adjectives, remember that there is the order of the adjectives. The question is, for the first one, what are adjectives? Adjectives describe nouns and pronouns. Adjectives modify noun and pronouns. Adjectives describe noun and pronouns. Adjectives tell what things or people look like, what kind they are, how many of them there are. Adjectives answer the following questions. What kind, for example? And the answer will be the old car with a broken window. And which one? The fourth chapter of the book, or his car. How many? 12 students or a few students. There are many things to consider when you use adjectives. The first, adjectives always come in front of nouns, not after them. For example, 12 talented young musicians. So the adjectives 12 talented young are before the noun musician. Adjectives can also follow linking verb. Example, be or to be. The children are happy. So the to be comes first, and then this to be is followed by an adjective. Seem. Seem, look, smell, taste. These are constituted as linking verbs. These linking verbs are placed before the adjectives. The second one, the word seem in a sentence like you seem sad. Seem as linking verb, sad is adjective. Cats always look beautiful. Look is a linking verb which is followed by adjective beautiful. The cookies smell delicious. And the last one, candy tastes sweet. The next one, English has a kind of adjective called a compound adjective. A compound adjective is two or more words that function together as one word. A compound adjective often has a hyphen or hyphens between its parts. For example, 10-week semester, part-time job, and 2-year-old child. 10-week is a compound adjective which describes semester. Part-time is also a compound adjective describing job. 2-year-old is a compound adjective describing child. And then adjectives are always singular. Never add s, which frequently function as plural. To an adjective, and never use a plural word as an adjective, as I said before. For example, pig feet, not pig's feet. Terrible memories, not terrible memories. In this case, please be especially careful when a compound adjective containing a number comes before a noun, like a 6-foot wall, not a 6 feet wall. Don't use the plural form. A $5 bill, not a $5 bill. A 2-year-old child, not a 2 years old child. Of course, when words such as food, dollar, and year are nouns, they can be plural. Like the wall is 6 feet high. Because feet in this case function as a noun, so it can be plural noun. The book costs $5. This is also noun. The child is 2 years old. This is also a noun. And then the next one, nouns can be adjectives, like the English book. English is a noun, function as an adjective modifying the book. Some tennis balls, tennis is a noun which modifies balls. A shoe store, and then the last one is the Japanese student. The next, proper adjectives, adjectives referring to nationalities, language, geographic places, and so on are capitalized. Like Egyptian custom, Spanish class, Cuban government. Proper adjective is the name of things like building, city, country, a brand name of vehicle, and so on. So it is not restricted to Egyptian, Spanish, Cuban. It is not restricted only to those three things. The ending ing and ed words can be adjective like swimming pool, cooking class, sleeping baby, boarding class, bored students, used car, broken heart, stolen money. When we talk about the order of adjective, I believe that you remember the acronym TOSASCOM. TOSASCOMs are the adjectives which can modify the noun. T in this case is a determiner. For example, a and the. O is an opinion like beautiful, smart, neat, dirty, and so on. S, size, big, small, tall. A is age, old, new. Sh is shape like square, circle. C is color like blue, green, brown, and so on. O is origin, Japanese, Indonesian. M is material like leather, plastics. P is purpose like swimming and setting. For example, in a phrase, an expensive, medium, new, square, brown, Indonesian, wooden, setting, chair. This is the noun, and all of these are the adjectives. Then we come to the more complete cumulative adjective. As I explained before, Chrysostom is also cumulative adjective, and this is the more complete one. The first one is article, demonstrative pronoun, and possessive. Article like a, an, and demonstrative pronoun like the, these, that, these, those. Demonstrative pronoun. Possessive like her, their, Mary's. And the next one is quantity, like 250, some, many, a few. Opinion, poor, beautiful, interesting, cheerful, expensive, cheap, dirty. The next one is appearance. The first one is about size, like big, little, shape or length, shape like round, square, length like short and long, condition like rusty, broken, hungry, wet, cold. These must be in the right order: size, shape, and condition. And we come to age and color. Age like old, new, color like black, red, and blonde. Nationality, religion like Guatemalan, European, Congolese, Asian, Catholic, Muslim, British, Jewish, Protestant. Material and purpose, material like silk, wood, cotton, gold, metal. Purpose like swimming, reading, and hiking. Noun used as an adjective, like shoe in a shoe store, wedding as in wedding dress. For example, in a sentence, the bride wore her mother's beautiful satin wedding dress. This is the possessive. Her is the possessive. Mother's possessive noun. Her mother's. Beautiful is about opinion. Satin is the material. Wedding is the purpose. And then dress is the noun. So these adjectives must be in the right order as I explained before. Now we come to coordinate adjectives. Coordinate adjectives can go before a noun or after a linking verb. You can write coordinate adjectives in any order, so there are no specific order, and you can separate them from each other with commas. Also, when coordinate adjectives come before a noun, you may put the word "and" before the last one, but you do not have to, and in this case, the word "and" is optional, like a wet, cold, and hungry dog sat outside our front door. "And" is optional, so you may only say a wet, cold, hungry dog sat outside our front door. When two or more coordinate adjectives come after a linking verb, you must put "and" before the last one. The word "and" is required. The dog was hungry, wet, and cold. And in this case is a must, because you use linking verb before this adjective. And there is no noun after the adjective. Using prepositional phrases to vary sentence openings. One way to improve your writing is to start sentences with prepositional phrases of time and place. A paragraph in which every sentence follows the same subject verb object pattern can be boring. Vary your sentence openings, sometimes starting a sentence with a prepositional phrase. Notice that you put comma after a prepositional phrase at the beginning of a sentence. Like, for example, get 8 hours of sleep before a big exam. The structure is subject plus verb plus object. The subject is intended because it is a command sentence. So it is very usual pattern. So the new pattern is before a big exam, get 8 hours of sleep. The new pattern uses a prepositional phrase to vary sentence opening. I keep snacks in the second drawer. Not snake, but snacks. Mind your pronunciation. This is a usual pattern because the structure that is used is subject, verb, and object. Very usual. And when you want to vary the sentence opening, it can be in the second drawer. I keep snacks. Use the new pattern by using prepositional phrases in the second drawer. Moving a prepositional phrase is also possible in sentences beginning with there is, there are, and there was or there were. Like, there is a secret hiding place under the stairs. It is very usual because it contains subject plus verb plus complement. Very usual pattern. To vary the sentence opening, you may use a prepositional phrase under the stairs. There is a secret hiding place. It is a new pattern. And there are several kinds of trees in the park. It is a usual one. You may vary the sentence opening like in the park. There are several kinds of trees. It is a new pattern. Sometimes the subject of a sentence can just exchange places with a prepositional phrase of place. Have a look at the example. If the sentence only contains a subject and then intransitive verb and prepositional phrase, yeah, like a comfortable chair is in the corner, it is a usual pattern. It can be changed into in the corner is a comfortable chair. Remember the requirements. Remember the things that you must consider to change this usual pattern to the new pattern. A subject, and then intransitive verb, and then prepositional phrase. You may change into in a corner is a comfortable chair. It is a new pattern. We come to simple outline. To write a descriptive paragraph, first you must consider to make a simple outline. In this step, you organize your ideas by making an outline. In this step, you organize your ideas by making an outline. In this case, I only talk about the simple one, not the detailed one. Perhaps later for the detailed one. For simple outline, it consists of a title, topic sentence, supporting sentences. It consists of supporting sentence 1, 2, 3, and then concluding sentence. Have a look at the paragraph model. Okay, read in 5 minutes first before I explain more about the paragraph. Okay, have a look at the title. The title is in the form of a phrase, my tall nephew. And then the sentence in yellow color is the topic sentence. The first thing you notice about my nephew is that he is extremely tall, 6 feet, 6 inches tall to be exact. And then the sentences in blue color are the supporting sentences, which are followed by a concluding sentence. He stands as tall and straight as a redwood tree, and you think to yourself, this is a strong and confident young man. So for the topic one, the writer tells us the topic, that is his nephew, and then he tells us the controlling idea, that is he is extremely tall. This is the controlling idea that actually will be described by the supporting sentences afterward. And the sentences in blue color, the supporting sentences, which tell about how tall his nephew is. And the last one is the concluding sentence, which is basically a restating statement from the topic sentence. In the topic sentence, the writer tells us about the first thing you notice about my nephew is that he is extremely tall, 6 feet, 6 inches tall to be exact. In the concluding sentence, the writer writes, he stands as tall and straight as a redwood tree, and you think to yourself, this is a strong and confident young man. So those two are almost the same, but the writer uses different words to his concluding sentence. For this one, write down your outline, your own outline of a descriptive paragraph that you have made before, some weeks ago perhaps. And then task 2, revise your descriptive paragraph. Revise your descriptive paragraph that you have made a few weeks ago, only as an example. Have a look at the picture as an example. List descriptive details as your pre-writing activities. In the picture, it can be found some nouns and adjectives. The nouns are the things in a particular room, where the adjectives tells the condition of the nouns. The nouns like TV, vase, curtain, window, sofa, carpet, painting, drawer, table, flower, cupboard, and adjectives can be clean, expensive, informal, organized, neat, and so on. After listing, keep the words because you will use one of them to write a paragraph. Remember, you may plan a space order paragraph the same way you plan a time order paragraph. First, decide which space order to use, right to left to right, front to back, and so on. Then list your details in that order. Finally, after you identify the nouns and adjectives in your room, then please write down the outline of the descriptive paragraph. And then the last one is thank you for your attention. Please wait for the next material. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.